Hello, welcome to Chapter 10, Lesson 1. Today we're going to be estimating and measuring capacity. Now, this is supposed to be a hands-on activity, lesson type of day. So if you want to read the questions on your book, like how much is a liter, you can go ahead and if you have those things at your house, there's another one that says about how much liquid is a milliliter. If you get out a baby or a medicine syringe, if you can ask your parents to look at that, I think that would be really beneficial for you to see how much is a liter versus how much is a milliliter. You could also see if you have any big bottles of pop, the 2-liter bottles of pop, so that would be 2 liters. So if you cut that in half, that would be 1 liter, but it's hard for me to do that on a computer. So what I'm going to do instead is go through some problems with you, and hopefully that will help you out. So let's get started. Okay, so the amount of liquid a container can hold is called capacity, right? We talked about that when we went through our vocabulary words. So capacity is how much liquid, water, juice, pop, can fit inside of a bottle or container. Capacity is also known as liquid volume, okay? 1 unit is one specific amount of measurement. So a metric unit is a unit of measure in the metric system. 1 metric unit of capacity is a liter. So liter is the unit. We use that capital L to abbreviate it. It's got to be capital. Okay, so this water bottle holds about 1 liter of water. Use liters to measure containers of greater capacity. So if you happen to have a 1 liter bottle of water around your house, please don't go out and buy one. But if you happen to have one, go ahead and look at that, fill it up with water, see how many liters may fit into a gallon. If you guys have your recycling, because recycling places aren't accepting any recycling right now. So maybe you guys have a lot of recycling you can take a look at. But I would highly recommend you find your liter and your milliliter and try to work on that to see exactly how much it is. So to measure, I skipped that bottom part because we can't really do that with pouring and stuff, but if you want to do that at home, go ahead. I'm going on to the next page where it says to measure the liquid capacity of smaller containers, you need a smaller unit of measure. A smaller metric unit of capacity is a milliliter. Okay, a dropper holds about 1 milliliter of liquid, or if you have a Tylenol syringe, that holds 5 milliliters. Okay, so you could put in 1 milliliter and squeeze it on your hand. See how much is 1 milliliter. So what they use as a kind of a common understanding is 1 milliliter is about 20 drops. So if you had a dropper and you took about 20 drops and you poured them out, that would be about 1 milliliter. Okay, so I'm going to go on to the next page here. I believe this is on the homework. Yes, on the homework, page 637. And 637. Circle the better unit of measure for each capacity. So do we want to measure how many drops would go into this nail polish or how many big bottles would go into it? This one would be milliliters, wouldn't it? Because it's a smaller amount. So if we had a big can, this would probably be liters because it's a bigger can. This is not like your normal size can because a normal size can wouldn't even fit a liter in it, but this would be like a big oatmeal container kind of a can. Okay, if we're looking at a gallon, we would do liter because it's a bigger amount. If we're looking at a sippy cup, we'd probably do milliliter because it's a smaller amount. Okay, so liters are larger amounts of water. Milliliters are just drops of water, right? Okay, how much water is in each container? So this is kind of looking at the measurements and saying, okay, hey, look, goes up to 400 milliliters. Okay, this one goes up to 100 milliliters, right? Not too tricky, hopefully. Okay, Ian is going to water his plants. Is it reasonable to say you will fill the watering can with 3 liters of water? What do we think about that? Yeah, I would say so. I would say yes, 3 liters is a reasonable amount for a watering can to hold. We wouldn't say 3 milliliters, right? So 60 drops of water. So 3 liters is reasonable. How, R-E-A-S-O-N, I better not speak. How do we know that? Because watering cans are large. Now, would I pour 3 liters of water into one plant? No, I would not. But if I'm going to pour water into my watering can, there we go, watering cans are large. If I was going to pour water into a big watering can and go around and water many different plants or flowers, that sort of thing, I would want a lot of water so I don't have to keep going back and refilling. So yes, 3 liters is reasonable. Gianna is heating a can of soup for lunch. Is it reasonable to say she is heating 3 milliliters or 300 milliliters of soup? Explain. So 300, right? Like 3 milliliters would be like 1 spoonful of soup, right? That wouldn't be much. That'd be like 1 bite would be 3 milliliters. Do you heat 1 bite of soup at a time? No. So she would be heating 300. She would be heating 300 milliliters of soup. Okay. Vincent is painting all 4 walls of his bedroom. Is it more reasonable to measure the paint he will use in milliliters or liters? We would want to do liters because it takes quite a bit of paint quite a bit. Gotta get a space in there. A bit of paint to paint a room. So we're going to do liters. Match each vocabulary word or set of words to its meaning. Okay, so capacity is a metric unit used for greater capacity. No, a standard for measurement. That would be a unit. The amount of liquid a container can hold is the capacity. Okay, a unit is a standard for measurement. A metric unit used for smaller capacities would be a milliliter, and a liter would be used for larger capacities. And metric units are a unit of measure in the metric system. All right. So there we have it. Lesson 1 of Chapter 11. I'm really excited to get into something new and not just be fractions, decimals, adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing. We're getting some new stuff, so I'm really excited about that. Let me know if you have any questions on this. Hopefully it'll be easy sailing, and tomorrow we're going to be doing some solving with capacity problems. Thanks for watching.